Fight Disciples.
Thought we'd do something a little bit different for you today. We saw in the comments that a few people were calling us out saying you said to pussies, what are you doing? Standing on that roof for 2 minutes and then going into the air conditioning. Get out there and get us as close as you can to Las Vegas and its strip-like atmosphere. Well, here we are. We are currently on the strip in 39-degree heat. It's going to rise to 42-degree heat. That is Celsius here on a fantastic Tuesday morning. So basically this video is going to last for as long as...
Who passes out first?
It takes us to pass out.
Correct.
Absolutely. Can I ask why you're stood like that? That's very Partridge-esque.
Well, do you know why?
It's very...
Because I noticed
what is that?
on the preview we did yesterday, and I was sitting in that chair with a tight pair of shorts on, and there was a few comments about my package.
Excuse me.
So I'm trying to address the situation by being a little bit more cowboy, a little bit more Partridge-esque, and just trying to... You know what I mean? They don't call me the housewife's favourite for nothing, and there was a few blushes watching that preview show.
But you've got to give
I'm
the
led
people
to
what they
believe,
want.
so
Give
I
the
thought
people
on
what they
this
want.
one, I'll stand here a little bit differently with a weird bent leg. But anyway,
Don't be embarrassed about your package.
well, it's a cross that some of us have to bear, pal. You wouldn't know.
We're going to talk about iconic moments. Last night we were having a few beers and we were talking about iconic moments just generally in the sport.
A few moments later.
What happened? Did it melt?
A little longer than a few minutes later.
We were talking last night when we were at dinner that the UFC White House card, Freedom 250, might be the most iconic
Yes.
fight sports event of all time. Of all time. And you bring it in there, aren't you? Rumble in the Jungle and various things like that.
Yeah, I think, you know, obviously in boxing, the iconic ones are Rumble in the Jungle, Thriller Manila, Fight of the Century, all that type of stuff. But I just think the White House, for the location, the pomp and ceremony of it all, the fact that the card absolutely delivered, the fact that an American got one of the biggest upsets in championship history in the main event, all that kind of stuff. I honestly think the White House is the greatest event in the history of fight sports. That is, before you jump in the comment section. I know, man, I'm being very up to date with that. I'm probably not given...
Recency bias?
Recency bias is the right terminology, of course. And, you know, it's hard to look past anything Muhammad Ali did and not put it down as being an iconic moment because it defined him as a champion, as the greatest of all time. But as a single event, I don't think the White House is... I think it's untouchable for what it was, how it played out, everything about it. It couldn't have been scripted by Hollywood any better.
Well, we've got two lads at the weekend at UFC 329 that are synonymous with iconic moments. You can talk about near enough every single fight that Conor McGregor's been involved in, and they delivered some type of iconic moment in some way, shape or form. Max Holloway has obviously delivered a couple as well. So let's rank them, shall we? Top 5. Shall we just do Conor? Let's do Conor, because I'm going to bring Max in at the end
So
of
what
this
are we doing?
conversation.
Top 5 Conor moments of all time?
Iconic moments.
You don't want to do Max now, you just want to do Conor. Okay.
We'll split. I'm going to bring Max in because, personally for me, we were lucky enough to be at UFC 300, right?
Yes.
When he delivered the most iconic moment against Justin Gaethje.
Yes.
So the conversation is, does that moment outdo any of the moments that we're about to speak about from Conor?
Okay.
So is Max Holloway's one moment against
Gaethje.
Justin Gaethje at UFC 300, is it the most iconic UFC moment of all time?
Oof, bloody hell. Well, Conor's the person to compare him with.
Okay then.
Let's do it.
So go on.
So Conor, Jesus Christ, where do you want to start? Start at the very beginning. Marcus Brimage, 60 G's baby celebration. Then you got Dublin, the not here to take part, we're here to take over celebration. These all followed incredible Mystic Mac moments. He stopped Poirier in a Mystic Mac moment. That's aged like a fine wine, that first win over Dustin. Like, Canelo is just so much all the way. But then, of course, the two that stand out are, of course, Jose Aldo, right here in Vegas. One of the greatest, if not the greatest, knockout in the history of the sport. 13 seconds to become a UFC champion, full champion, undisputed for the first time. And then my personal favourite Conor McGregor performance has to be Eddie Alvarez when he became a lightweight champion, the first simultaneous UFC two-weight champion. That performance for me was probably even better than Aldo.
But the iconic moment against Eddie Alvarez is being sat on top of the cage with 2 belt straps around him.
And he said,
"Ooh, that looks good."
"Ooh, that looks
I think he
good."
said that before he got on top of the cage, but you get what I'm saying. I think that's the iconic moment. When I think of obviously, it's the first time that the UFC have been at Madison Square Garden. Conor becomes a simultaneous champ, the first ever in the UFC.
Yeah.
But it's when I think of the iconic moment, I don't necessarily think of the knockout or anything like that. I think of him sat on top of the cage with 2 belts as the iconic moment to take away from that.
Yeah, well, it's the iconic visual, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I still think that was Conor's best performance.
I agree with you.
He was absolutely faultless from start to finish. Eddie Alvarez couldn't land a shot on him. That was the peak of Conor McGregor's career in terms of being a mixed martial artist. For me, that was as good as Conor ever got.
And that was 10 years ago.
But if you're talking about, okay, so if you're talking about iconic moments,
Yeah.
then how can you not talk about the Mayweather whole fucking crazy $100 million debacle? That was the Mayweather thing, all the press, all the tours. It was just bonkers.
And that wasn't UFC.
Well, it was still Conor McGregor's career.
Oh, exactly. Listen, I mean, we could even talk about press conferences. We could talk about stuff that he's done on Embedded. We could talk about all sorts of stuff with Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
If we're just concentrating purely on actual fights that he's delivered
Yes.
within the UFC, and I'll even let you have a few post-fight interviews. Because 50 G's, baby, or 60 G's, baby, whatever he said against
Brimage.
against Brimage early doors. And then when he went to Ireland, he said, we're not here to take part, we're here to take over. That obviously sent everybody crazy. I mean, one of the most iconic moments is kind of going against what I've just said there about not being able to use press conferences. The press conference in Ireland, we all do, and they're all singing,
And he grabbed the belt.
walking in and McGregor won the land.
Oh, mate, that was insane.
That might even be the most iconic
That was
moment
peak.
of them all. For me, I think number one for me is the Aldo moment, because Aldo had not been beaten for 10 years. He was the king of the featherweights. He was the first person that I'd ever seen rattle Aldo. Aldo never got rattled.
No.
Just rocked up, did his business, cleared off, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did it in fantastic fashion. But he got under Aldo's skin. He made Aldo dance to the beat of his tune, and he starched him in 13 seconds, which is when you think about that now, it's still incredible to think that Conor McGregor did that. So for me, that's number one iconic moment. Number two would probably be on top of that cage, 2 belts strapped across from him. Chad Mendes started the second round when he's staring Chad Mendes down. Now, bear in mind, he took Chad Mendes on really, really short notice because it was the first time that Aldo pulled out of the fight, if you remember.
Aldo bust his rib, yeah.
So Chad Mendes come in, completely different style to Jose Aldo.
Had a decent first round.
Chad Mendes did.
Yeah,
Chad Mendes had him in all sorts of submission holds and what have you, and he managed to get out of it with what they refer to as the heartbreaker exit. He managed to get out of that. He's cut. He's got claret all over him. He looks at him at the start of the second round, and he gives it one of them. And you think, that's just incredible. That moment, that picture is iconic. So for me, that will probably be a number 3. I would say we're not here to take over is the number 1 when it comes to post-fight interviews.
The line.
Or do you go, surprise, surprise, the king is back? Because that's after Nate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nate in the rematch, because obviously Nate says, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
That was the iconic moment from the first fight,
So Conor, in the rematch, kind of just reworded it and remade that. So that's an iconic moment from the Nate fight.
Yeah. I don't know why. I still think Eddie Alvarez, for me,
Is your number 1?
might nudge above
Right.
Jose Aldo, yeah. Might just nudge above it. But either way, yeah, they're absolutely 1 and 2. But we've got a strong 5 there for Conor, I reckon.
Okay. With that in mind, does Max Holloway knocking out Justin Gaethje beat any of them?
But that's Max's big moment.
Does he beat any of them, first and foremost?
Well, that's Max's big moment. So, for anyone Max Holloway fans, and we are Max Holloway fans, of course, obviously, he had the Corey Sandhagen performance, which was absolutely outstanding in the aftermath of Volkanovski. He's got the knockout win over Pettis, the knockout win over Jose Aldo himself.
Yeah.
Like, Max's own career is absolutely littered. He's one of the most successful featherweights of all time. And his career started after Jose Aldo's career under Conor's fist ended. So, to bring him down to 1 moment feels harsh, but you're right. That Gaethje moment at UFC 300 is the only one that competes with any of Conor's top 5.
Yeah. Or, I just want to throw a little caveat in then. What about Max Holloway during COVID against Calvin Kattar, talking to DC
Oh, that was amazing.
and saying, I'm the best boxer in the UFC.
Yeah.
Not even
Flipping shots.
looking at Kattar,
Yeah.
slipping shots and
And then
punching him at the same
countering
time.
him. Yeah.
That's pretty iconic.
while he's telling him. I think it was because DC said in the build-up, didn't he, Cater was the best boxer.
I'm the best. Yeah,
He
I'm
was
the
just
best
like,
boxer.
I'm the best boxer. What's this?
Does that get
Slip,
it?
bang, bang.
Does that get into this top 5?
Oh. Does it get into Conor's top 5?
I think it might get into the 5th spot.
It might slip into the 5th spot. It was super iconic.
Yeah.
I think it probably nudges out 60 G's, baby.
Yeah. Something like that. I don't think it.
It doesn't top the top 2.
No.
And
Conor against Chad?
does it top Conor against Chad? No. But Gaethje does.
Yes.
Gaethje tops Conor
All right,
waving
then.
into Chad.
So this is the conversation then, right? Connor's 2 iconic moments of being champ against Alvarez and knocking out Jose Aldo in 13 seconds.
Yeah.
Does that 10-second iconic moment of pointing to the floor of the octagon, having won 4.5 rounds of combat.
4 hours and 50 seconds.
Won. He's done it. He's pointed down. He's waved him in. He's given him an opportunity.
And then he ironed him out.
And then he ironed him out.
Yeah.
And nobody irons out Justin Gaethje.
No.
And he ironed him out with 1 second remaining. At UFC 300. Does it beat those 2? I think it's very tough to call, man. Because like I said, you've got to take into the context of the Jose Aldo moment, where that's 10 years of Jose Aldo dominance.
Utter dominance,
And
though,
then-
as well.
yeah.
Like, no one was like
No.
pushing him close.
No.
He was leg kicking everyone to bits and then smashing them up.
Yeah. And then 13 seconds later, wallop. And then the second thing that we're trying to refer to here is simultaneous champions, champs, and all that type of stuff, and going to New York. That's normal for us now.
Yeah.
We're 10 years on.
Yeah.
This was the first time. We'd
Yeah.
never done it. Nobody had done simultaneous.
Yeah.
We hadn't been to New York before.
But, okay, here's a different way to look at it then. In terms of Aldo, that was with all due respect to Jose, he's never been the same fighter since. He's never ever recovered from that 13-second knockout. He was never able to regain the title and,
He did.
and
Only when-
build up a run of steam again. Do you know what I mean?
You're talking about
Getting
going on a run?
Yeah, of course.
He got
yeah.
the title back, but he was obviously Conor moved in. He went to 155 and...
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
So, whereas Max's against Gaethje has just suddenly aged like a fine wine because of what Gaethje's just done at the White House.
But again, is that not recency? Because it's happening right now. You know exactly, you're feeling it right now.
Yeah, because Joe's, of course, but all I can go with is the data that I've got.
Okay.
Right now, that single win over Gaethje is more impressive than the win over Jose Aldo. No? Is it? Is it? Did Conor get Aldo at the right time? Did Aldo fight the wrong fight? Did he make the fucking mistakes?
Who caused that?
Of course. Listen, I agree with you. He caused it. He got into Jose's mind and he made Jose Aldo make stupid decisions in that split second. That's all part of the fight game. I agree with you. But to masterclass Justin Gaethje, then to point to the floor and to iron him out, the same Gaethje that's just won the biggest fight in the history of the UFC, to become UFC lightweight champion again. I don't know, man. I don't know. Jump in the comment section, let us know, because I ain't letting you pick out of those 3, which is 1, 2, and 3. Oh, we've got it. Right. Here we go. I'm going to go with Champ
As number 1.
Aldo. And that could be back to front.
Mine's the other way around. I think Aldo is number 1.
Yeah.
I would say a very, very, very close second is Max doing what he did to Justin Gaethje in the manner that he did it in that
BMF.
particular moment. And then...
Mendes was only an interim title fight.
No, then Alvarez. Alvarez will be your number
Alvarez.
3.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I've got it back to front and I've just convinced myself there, you know. Mendes coming in, didn't have a full camp. There's caveats there. Aldo made all mistakes. Max Gaethje might be my number 1 out of those 3, you know. And that's not just because I kissed your baldy head when it happened and the just sheer absolute bonkersness of it all. But, wow.
Here's one for you. To finish this off, obviously we're at UFC 329. 2 of these guys that have delivered so many iconic moments of fighting each other at the weekend. If one of them irons out the other at the weekend,
I think it'll happen.
does it top any of this?
Well, if Conor knocks out Max Holloway,
Yes.
it's the greatest comeback in the history of
UFC.
mixed martial arts. history of the UFC. And Conor's own legacy, then he's already in the GOAT conversation for what he did in terms of popular culture and impact on the sport and some of the greatest moments. It would absolutely bolster his conversation in terms of that GOAT debate, 100%, because Max is far from done. If Max beats Conor McGregor, and I think one of these guys is getting knocked out, if Max knocks out Conor McGregor, even a Conor McGregor...
At 170, never fought you before.
Of course, even a Conor McGregor past his best and all that kind of stuff, and in a completely different headspace to where he was in some of these iconic moments we're talking about. Does it trump Max doing what he did to Gaethje? I guess it depends on the man of the performance, man. But I can see him doing to Conor what he did to Gaethje. But I can also see Conor doing to Max what he did to Chad. Max won't come blazing in like Jose did. He won't make that mistake. He's too experienced. He won't fall into that trap. But if Max can get this fight beyond 3 rounds, then for me it massively swings in his favour. So, you know what? It could be the greatest moment of either of their careers. You're right. Could be.
There you go. I'm going to go inside now for some aircon because it's absolutely sweltering. Stick it in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. You can get us on Spotify, Apple, and on YouTube. And of course, this week we're getting you closer to the action because we're all over our Patreon, and the link to that is in the description of this. Thanks for watching.
Fight Disciples.